Thanks for tuning in to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. This is your host, Michaela Falar, where we are here to skyrocket your self-worth, heal your shit, and take your power back. Welcome to the chat. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. It's your host, Michaela Falar. I am giddy about today's topic. I actually am just excited and in a really good mood today. So it's a great day to create a podcast episode. Okay. So today's topic is how I broke a toxic cycle and manifested my boyfriend. And I'm really excited about it because I have recently announced that I have a boyfriend, and it's gotten a lot of attention. And I've also had a few people in my DMs ask me some questions that we are going to get into. But today, which the questions obviously made me think okay, if there's one person thinking about this, there's multiple people thinking about this. So might as well make this podcast episode and just get into exactly how I manifested my boyfriend and how I broke a toxic cycle that I had been literally repeating over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, but before we get into today's topic, I want to share that we just wrapped up our first round of The Awakening. And if you don't know what The Awakening is, it is my 4-week signature program. It will skyrocket your self-love and self-image. It will expedite your manifestations. It will guide you to becoming magnetic as fuck, all while getting reconnected to the highest frequency version of yourself. You guys, this program is really just chef's kiss. I'm really proud of it, and we just wrapped it up yesterday. We had our last module for week 4. Each module is recorded. If you can't make the live session, you get access to a portal. You get access to a community page. You also have journal prompts, and you have homework, and it's just it's so good. It's all about just, like I said, skyrocketing your self-love and self-image, healing your shit. And the reason that that I have manifestation as the last week, that's what we focus on the last week, which is what I did yesterday. I focus on it in the last week because I know that in order to manifest all that you desire, it starts within yourself. So, and we get into that as in, today's episode. We're going to get into exactly what I mean by that. But it's important to, love yourself and have a sense of self. And in order to get what you desire in your life, it's all connected. So round 2 begins January 3rd for The Awakening, and doors open right after my free 3-day live event called The Glow Up. You start to glow differently when you love yourself from the inside out. And this 3-day live event will be held on Zoom. It starts December 12th. It's at 5:30 p.m. each day. So 12th, 13th, and 14th, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time each day. So if you are interested in this, I will put the link in the show notes below so that you can get on the wait list and you do not miss this live event because it is so good. This workshop is dedicated to reframing your self-worth, tapping into yourself, learning the science behind our brains, that is just so important, and getting really clear on reflections of your life. So what reflections are, why they happen for us, and how to notice when you are having a reflection happen for you. After a lifetime of speaking negatively to myself, constantly seeking validation outside of myself, disrespecting my boundaries or lack thereof, and not believing that I have what it takes to create the life that I've dreamt about, I finally woke up and decided to stop playing the victim card. Through the work I teach in this 3-day workshop, I have skyrocketed my self-worth, self-love, and self-image, healed my shit, stopped feeling sorry for myself and my outside circumstances, and stepped into a higher frequency version of me. I have transformed my life through this work by becoming a woman who is sure of herself, her worth, and what she brings to the table, and has unwavering belief in her ability to manifest her desires. I've decided to create this workshop for people that are looking for change, looking to get unstuck, and are ready to step into their personal power and higher self. So if you are somebody who is looking to change the narrative that is on repeat in your mind and you're ready to see the world in a new light, I've created this 3-day free workshop for you. So like I said, if you want to be a part of that, I will link the waitlist below so that you do not miss out. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's episode. It all starts with you. There's no way around it. If you catch yourself in the same relationship, but with different guys, or dating different guys that make you feel the same way as you did when you were in the last relationship with the last guy or the situationship, like, I hate to break it to you, but you are the common denominator. Trust me, it was hard for me to wrap my head around too. Like, me, the problem? No. Oh man. So, okay, as I mentioned in the beginning of this, I hard launched my boyfriend, meaning that I posted him on social media. I've done some soft launches. I've like posted his shadow. I've posted like me at dinner with somebody that's a male. Like I've soft launched him, but I have not hard launched him until this past weekend. So I posted his face on social media, and we've been seeing each other since the end of August, and I really wanted to take things slow and make sure he's everything he seemed to be, and it was what I thought it was. If you've been around now for a while, you know my story, and you know I've been burned a few times in my past, but we are not here to chat about that today. So, moving forward. So, this past year, I have really focused on my healing journey, as we all know here, embodying my feminine energy, healing my trauma, debunking my negative self beliefs, reprogramming my subconscious mind, and just really learning to love being alone. Yes, I dated. I did date, but it was for fun. I didn't think I was ready until I realized that I don't want to just date today anymore. I was ready for the real deal. The last guy that I actually casually dated, let's call him Tim. I actually did grow feelings for. However, when I asked him where he was at around month 2, he made it very clear that things had not changed and he still was not ready for a relationship, which is totally okay. We just were no longer in alignment. I was like realizing that I was ready for more and he was still in the same place as when we started to casually date. So ultimately, I'm happy that this happened because now insert my current boyfriend, Bryson. This is all relevant because this was a huge moment for me. This was a moment, this was the moment I knew that I could either stay in something that wasn't going to go anywhere, but like maybe it would. Maybe he would choose me in the end. Maybe if I wait around long enough, he will be ready for me. The old Michaela, you guys, the old Michaela, 100% would stay, would have stayed because it's comfortable. Because she didn't know her worth. But the Michaela now, this Michaela, the one who knows her worth and knows what she wants and stands strong on her boundaries. Nope. She wished him good luck, stopped seeing him, deleted his number, deleted the photos, and cut the energetic ties. Like literally did a whole cord cutting meditation multiple times. Sometimes when you have a really deep connection with somebody, it takes a few times for it to actually like finally cut. And the last time I did it, and I was like, okay, like totally good with the fact that like it didn't work out and cut the energetic ties, I broke this cycle. As soon as I did this, of course, about 3 weeks later, he hit me up to hook up. And you guys, when you cut energetic ties with somebody, and you're specifically really focused on them, that is going to then energetically, like, they're going to feel that because they're going to feel like this sense of like disconnection. And you might have already noticed this, like if you like, let's say like ghosted somebody or like just like cut somebody off randomly and then like just stop talking to them and then like a week later or 2 weeks later, like, I feel like this person's really disconnected. Like, where did they go? And then they start thinking about you because you're like all of a sudden like gone. and so they'll reach out to you. So that's basically what happened. Like, he hit me up with some we won't get into it, it's not important, but basically he hit me up and I know what he wanted, and that was, like, when it was extremely clear to me that I was definitely ready for the real deal and I did not need to entertain this situationship any longer. It was time for me to move on, so I respectfully declined and was like, "I'm good, and I'm on to bigger and better things, and I know what I want now," and obviously, like, we are not in alignment for that, or, like, we're not on the same page, so, like, it's best we go our separate ways. He was totally understanding, and we haven't talked since. So, ladies, another thing, like, I just wanna touch on really quickly, like, it doesn't matter if you are a 10. It does not matter if you are literally the best woman that they have ever had. If a man is not ready for a relationship, he is not ready, and that is your cue to walk the fuck away and find a man that is ready for you and that chooses you and that you don't have to question whether or not he likes you. Like, it is clear as day that he likes you, period. Like, you do not want a man that does not know that about you. If you are, like I said, ready for the real deal, ready for something um more like when if you're like just living your best life and casually dating and having fun here and there, and then like let that be your thing, and maybe your boundaries aren't as strong, maybe you're letting things slide, maybe you're just having fun. But when you know you're ready, when you realize that you're ready for more, don't stay in something in hopes of it changing, because like it's most likely not going to change. Like, you cannot, and also you don't want to like be there trying to convince somebody to like be with you or trying to convince somebody to choose you. Like, if they don't see your worth, then bye. Like, I know I've said that on this podcast before more than one time. But when you realize that you are ready for more, honor yourself and step away from whatever is not aligning with that knowing, right? When you are ready for a relationship and you want all the things, be clear and intentional when you are dating. I let Bryson know the second time we met up that I'm looking for a boyfriend. Like, I made it very clear that I was not asking that from him like right then and there, but that is where my head was. And if he wasn't on the same page, I'm like, let's not waste each other's time. Meaning, like, if he was still, dating just to date and wanted to have fun, then like we are not on the same page and peace out. Right. But he communicated with me, which, you guys, the communication with this man is top tier. Like, I am very impressed. um, so we then continued to get to know each other. And then when we felt the time was right, 3 months later, here we are, official. With all that being said, I know that I manifested Bryson. And here's how. So after things ended with Tim, I realized, and realizing that like I was ready for the real deal, I went to Kauai to visit my friends who lived on the island and like reset, right? On the plane, I wrote a list in my phone, and this list was titled 125 ways that I desire to feel in a romantic relationship. And then I sat there and I felt how it would feel to have this person, this romantic partner in my life. And then I did visualization practices where it was like when I was writing this list, I had no Wi-Fi, no distractions on this plane trip, and it was like a 5-hour trip. So like I had a lot of time to sit there and like really focus on this list and like what I really wanted and how I wanted to feel, right? Because it's so much more than, and I know I've talked about this in an episode before, but like it's so much more than just being like, I want a guy who's over 6 foot and he's got dark hair and blue eyes and blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much more than just like what he looks like and like the physicality of this person. So I'm going to kind of break down this list and share with you guys how exactly I did it and give you guys some examples of what I wrote down. And like I said, like Bryson like, I manifested, like, this is him. So, sharing a little bit about him as well. So, I'll give you some examples. Ready? So, I titled the list. I just created in my phone, and you can do this, on paper or in a Word document or whatever you want to do. But I titled it, I desire to be in a relationship that makes me feel. And then I started off one, valued, loved, wanted, desired, respected, seen, heard. That's 1 through 7 right there. Okay. If we go into it, like I go into like, I desire a man that is in his masculine and allows me to be in my feminine effortlessly. I desire a man that can build and fix things. I desire a man who loves to cuddle. Like this man loves to cuddle. Let me tell you, like I thought I love to cuddle. Like he is the cuddle monster, okay? But like it's like the Cuddle Pro Max 3000. Like he's got it going on. Anyways, um like talk about things that you desire like for him to not only make you feel, but like also like the way that you desire him to be, like the attributes that you desire for him to have too, like is like I put clean, organized, understands my outlook on the world and wants to learn more. Like that was such a huge one, right? Because obviously the way like what I do for work and the way that I see things, the way that I see the world, not everyone can see things from my point of view, but Bryson is like totally on board and so willing and eager to learn more and asks me questions and it's so fun. So um has a healthy relationship with his family. You guys, this man has the best family. Like I have already met his entire family basically besides his little sister who I'm really excited to meet, but I meet her this month. Anyways, I am, like he has a great family. His parents are so sweet and down to earth and loving and caring. And they have like family dinners and like birthday parties where the family gets together. And Bryson is just very like family oriented, which I really love, which is definitely something that I put in this list somewhere. Like I said, it's got 125 of them. So there's a lot. Another one I put is 6 foot or taller. Like he is 6'3". You guys, I love a tall man. Like I have dated short guys, I have dated medium guys. I just know that like I desire to be in a romantic relationship with somebody who is tall. Like I just love feeling small in somebody's arms. Okay. So there's that. Anyways, um, I could go on and on about this, but I just wanted to give you guys a few examples. Like I desire a relationship that makes me feel safe. Like he makes me feel safe. I desire a relationship that flows effortlessly. Like this has been a huge, like this relationship has just like flowed so easily. And there's no like questions and I feel so calm and like neutral about the situation. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But so there are some examples of the list, and if you're seeing this, like I said, like this list is really long. But it's so important to get so clear on how you desire to feel, and it's so much more than just like what they look like. It's because let's say that like you create this list and you're just focused on what they look like. And you're not talking about the things like, I want them to have a good family and I want them to make me feel safe. Okay, well, then what if the universe gives you a boyfriend and, 3 months down the line, you find out that they don't make you feel safe and that their family stuff it really affects them as an individual and they haven't worked through or healed that. So it's like, you have to be careful like what you are manifesting, and like I've said before, we are manifesting machines. We manifest literally 24/7, like with our thoughts and our actions and all that. So be careful, and like that's why it's so important to get so specific and clear on what it is exactly that you want so that the universe can deliver, because if you are doing the work necessary to take action towards whatever it is that you're desiring, and you're very clear about what it is that you're desiring and you've written it down, the universe has no choice but to give it to you. But it's going to give you exactly what you asked for. So get specific and clear and make sure that you are getting into, like, the nitty-gritty and the details, and, I even have some stuff on my list that says, like, I desire a romantic partner that doesn't make me feel X, right? So I've even, like, mentioned some things on, like, how I don't wanna feel in a relationship. I put a couple that say, "I desire a man who doesn't overindulge." I desire a man who doesn't mind if I go out with my friends. I desire a man who doesn't hurt me. I desire a man with patience. I desire a man who is caring. I desire a man who is thoughtful. Like, these are all attributes and things that, like, are so important, but oftentimes we look over, or at least I did, and I'm not doing that anymore. We're breaking cycles over here, okay? So, anyways, now, remind you, I had been working on myself and my healing journey, which included getting in touch with my intuitive gifts, working with a mentor one-on-one, healing my self-image and self-love wounds, working through trauma that I had compartmentalized for years, learning to love spending time on my own, and loving myself unconditionally for this entire year. Like, I had been working on that for this entire year. It also included me realizing my worth, remembering who the fuck I am, setting boundaries, and getting really clear on what I want my future to look like. And like I said, you guys, it all starts with you. It is so much more than just creating the list. You have to be an energetic match for that person to come into your life. You have to be ready for that person to come into your life. And if the universe doesn't think that you are ready and that you still have things to learn, the universe will keep on giving you reflections to learn, to become that person, to get closer to becoming that person that you need to be in order to be an energetic match for your dream romantic partner. You have to heal and do the inner work if you want your reality to change, which is part of the reason that people get stuck living the lives that don't light them up, that keep them playing it safe and comfortable. It's why people settle, because they live with this belief that it's as good as it gets. And that's not the truth. Whatever you desire is out there waiting for you to take action and grab it. And the only thing in the way is your subconscious mind. It wants you to keep playing it small because it is the safe thing to do. And safety and comfortability is like your subconscious mind's best friend. So, in our subconscious mind, our ego, like they just want to keep us safe. It's just doing its job. But you need to sit it down and be like, "Thank you. I'm good. I got this. I'm going for it." Right? So, back to how I manifested my boyfriend. So I wrote the list from a completely like neutral place. Like, this would be nice, but I don't need it type of energy. And 2 weeks after that trip, I went to Ventura to watch my little sister perform her music live and visit my mom. My mom wanted to go to this random cornhole tournament because it had some bands playing that she liked. Like, this is so random. First of all, like, I decided that I was going to Ventura literally the day before I left to see my sister play. And I was like, I can't miss this. Anyways, and then I decided just to visit my mom and to make a day out of it with my mom. And she wanted to go see live music, and I'm always down for live music. So I was like, yeah, and I'm also always down to hang out with my mom. So we went and did that. So very freaking random. And I randomly also just called up my friend Maggie, who I always call randomly to hang out. Like, it's just like, hey, what are you doing? Are you free? And then we hang out. Like, it's that easy. And then we, like, obviously me and Maggie, we caught up, and we talked about boys, and she asked me about boys, and I was like, nope, no boys. And I'm done with like random dating. I'm totally good with being single and like living my life alone for now. I literally said that to her. And then 3 hours later, literally, we were dancing, we're all dancing, living our best lives. I noticed this tall, dark, handsome man, and we locked eyes over the crowd. Like I said, he's 6'3", so it was easy to do. I was like, oh, okay. 30 minutes, when I saw him and we locked eyes, literally said to myself, I was like, he's cute. And if he comes over, then like, cool, but like, I'm not gonna take the initiative, which is normally something that I would definitely do. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna like be in my feminine energy. and I'm gonna keep on dancing, living my best life over here, and if he, you know, sees me, I may or may not have, like, telepathically sent him this message to, like, come and see me with my eyes, but but, anyways, 30 minutes later, he's standing in front of me. The rest is history, and this man, like I said, checks off just about everything I've got on this list. If it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Um, but I stayed calm the entire time this was happening. There were no butterflies. It was like this sense of calm, like I just expected it. Like, of course this is happening for me. I deserve this. I have to emphasize on this moment right here because when I did get to know him more and start spending more time with him and all the things, I noticed like I wasn't getting like super giddy. Like, yes, I was excited, but like I wasn't like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Which is like normally how I get and how I've been in the past. When like I meet somebody new that excites me, I get like over elated about the situation. And that's not healthy because it like, it gets you, like, up in the sky with things, right? And you don't wanna put anything on a pedestal because that then we're giving it our power, right? And, we don't wanna give anything our power. So, coming from this relationship at such a neutral place, I was, like, confused. I was like "Is this what I want? Like, why am I not more excited about it? Or why am I not, like, giddy about it? Like, why don't I have butterflies?" But the reality is that I became so neutral and so okay with being alone and so okay with just, like, who I am and, like, knowing my worth and knowing that no matter what happens, like, I'm gonna be okay, that, like, when he did come into my life and he started doing all of the things that, like, I've been wanting in a romantic partner for so long and haven't gotten or had to ask to get, but, like, he was just doing them and, like, everything was just aligning and everything was flowing so effortlessly, I was like, what is happening?" But I, like, was neutral about the situation, and I was, like, confused, but then took a step back and I was like, "No, like, this is what I've been asking for. Of course this is happening. This is like I've done so much work around healing myself and learning my worth and remembering who the fuck I am and being okay with being alone, that of course this is what I'm getting. Of course this is happening for me. I manifested this. I deserve this." And the way I feel around him, safe. I can literally talk to him about anything without fear of judgment or being belittled. He makes it known that he knows what he has and has zero intentions of letting me go. I know he likes me, and I know I can talk about our relationship on a podcast, and he is going to support me and most likely listen to it. Hi, babe. I was neutral about this entire thing. I stayed true to my boundaries when I was getting to know him. I didn't attach anything to the outcome when I met him or even after the fact. I didn't and will not ever be needy towards him because I know I can give myself everything that I need. And I know that having a romantic partner is just a huge plus. It's not about finding your other half because that implies that you are not whole without someone else, which is not the case. You are whole and you have everything that you need within you to live a happy life. Anything outside of you is a bonus. You want to find somebody who knows that to be true of themselves as well. Or, as Bryson likes to say, that they are also the shit. In order to be an energetic match for a romantic partner, you have to give yourself all that having that person would give you. You have to love yourself, date yourself, know your worth unconditionally, and never settle for anything less than you know you deserve. How can you feel the feelings of having that person that you desire to yourself now? Because we do not manifest what we want. We manifest how we feel. So if we are desiring this romantic partner, There's a reason that I say how I desire to feel in a romantic relationship. I'm not manifesting a specific man. I'm manifesting the feelings that having this man would give me. And then I'm looking at that list and I'm sitting there and I'm visualizing it. I'm feeling those feelings. And I'm also taking action to like date myself to give me those feelings myself because I can give myself those feelings. Like, I can, period. I can make myself happy. I can give myself all that I need, right? And having that extra that romantic partner and having that relationship is just a bonus. And I'm an energetic match for that because I already give that to myself. So that's what I'm going to attract. Even if it means like leaving someone that doesn't like hasn't done anything wrong, but your desires just don't align anymore. Like when you leave something that you do not feel is in alignment with you anymore, I promise you the universe has something better for you. Every time. Every time the universe has something better for you. If you get left and think that your world is ending, know that it isn't. It's actually just starting and it's time for your journey back to yourself. And then when you are ready and divine timing does its thing, you will meet somebody that changes everything for you in the most beautiful way. I want to touch on boundaries really quickly because, and what I mean by standing strong in your boundaries when you do meet somebody, like don't let everything that you already do for yourself fly out the window. Like stay on top of your self-love, continue to date yourself, continue to give yourself all that you need because you have to stay in that energy in order to keep the same dynamic, right? That's why it's like so important to still stay your own person in the relationship. Still go out and hang out with your friends. Still let them go and hang out with their friends. Like do things separately, but also do things together. Like stay true in that boundary. If maybe you have a boundary, like for instance, like me, I have a strong boundary now of I do not give second chances. And there were a couple opportunities in this past year where I could have given people second chances. And the answer was no. Didn't matter how many times they fucking texted me. The answer was no, dude, you fucked up. Like you didn't know what you had. Bye. Right? So stand true in those boundaries. Because if you stand true in your boundaries, and you might lose a couple of friends along the way. The thing is, the thing that I had to learn is like, stop trying to be the cool girl that everyone likes, right? People are not going to like you, especially when you start to set boundaries and you start to stand true to them and start to like, no matter what, like, do not cross your boundary or do not let anyone else cross your boundary, right? You will lose friends. People will start to not like you or people will not agree with you. And you have to understand and be willing to accept the fact that that's totally okay and that they just aren't in alignment with you anymore. And you have to let them walk out of your life sometimes. And I know that's a hard thing to wrap your head around. And I also know that every time I've done it, every time I've stuck to a boundary, or every time that like somebody has walked out of my life, like it's just the universe being like, you asked for X. And so we have to purge whatever is not in alignment for X to happen. It is literally the universe, God, source, whatever word best resonates with you, making room for all that you've ever asked for. So stand true in your boundaries. Do not let anyone cross your boundaries. If something is not in alignment with you anymore, so be it. I promise you the universe has something better for you. That is all I've got for you today. I hope you liked this episode. Please share it with a friend. Share it to your story on Instagram. Tag me. We will be back next Tuesday for another episode. Thank you so much for your support. Love you and chat soon.